Matas Buzelis ranks fourth amongst his draft class. Me and Pat agree with that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Plus, who's right in this standoff for the contract, Josh Giddey or the Chicago Bulls? We're going to talk about all that, plus the confidence in the bench and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze, and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Hazie, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central and Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. Today's episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control over your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Pat, Jeremy Woo over at ESPN did an article on the 10 most interesting sophomores to watch in the 2025-26 season, and Matas Buzelis came in at number 4 on that list. The players that were listed ahead of him: Zachary Richeshere at number 3. You have Stefan Castle at number 2, and then Reed Sheppard at number 1 with the Houston Rockets. How you feeling about this list and Matas's ranking on the list?
Listen, I think it continues to be the biggest question. You know, is Matas going to make that year 2 jump after how he finished in the final 31 games of the season? He looked good when he got the opportunity, to be honest with you. He looked like one of the best rookies out there. There were a lot of teams. I remember being on Twitter and just seeing everybody go, how did we let this dude get past us because we thought he couldn't shoot jumpers? Like that truly is where it's one of those situations where maybe the Bulls are finally the team that got lucky and was able to find the diamond in the rough, and you know, is going to be able to develop this young man, and him being able to develop himself into a player that just wants it more than everyone else. Like, I'm very excited about what the sophomore year for Matas is going to bring. And I've told you, I think that, you know, the Bulls are truly positioning themselves to try and make him the face of this franchise. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen here in year 2, but you're seeing him be the face for a lot of the stuff the Bulls are doing. When they did the joint practice, when the Bulls did when the Bears did their training camp practice and the Bulls wanted to send a couple of liaisons there, who did they send? The 2 Chicago kids, Ayo and Matas, to go check out training camp, right? Like, it's all very strategic. All of the branding, everything that we've seen from the Bulls over the last few months, it's really been based around Matas and Ayo hanging out with them. And it's kind of interesting to see. So we'll see what it ends up being, but the Bulls are pushing this young man to be maybe more than what he expected here in his second year, or maybe exactly what he expected here in his second year.
I was going to say, you ask Matas, he may have expected that.
Yeah, Matas, I knew I was the face second. I got the ball, baby.
No, but I mean, I do think Matas is in a position now. I don't know. You know, me and you differ on how many shots he's going to get up. As after the All-Star break, he averaged about 10.6 shots, so basically 11. I see that going up to maybe about 13, 14 in year 2. I think it's going to be a while before they really give Matas the keys and try to turn Matas loose. I think you're going to see Billy Donovan add more to his plate this season, but I don't think they're going to really turn him loose quite yet, not with the scores that they have, and they got to make decisions on contracts for Coby White, Ayo Dosunmu, those type of guys, so we'll see what happens as that goes forward. But Matas, to say that Matas is the 4th most exciting rookie in this class, to me, it's like it just goes to some of that doubt over the Bulls overall, because I'm sorry, the way that the article is written is most interesting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Matas Buzelis is a more interesting human than Zachary Richeshere, much less basketball player.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I do think Reed Sheppard, because he's on a winning
yeah, for sure. I can understand that.
On a winning team. Stefan Castle balled out last year. I don't like it. Stefan Castle is probably the best rookie
of the year for a reason, right?
It was fairly easy. Like, it literally.
But he's like, you can even make a case like with Harper there. How much is what's going to happen there?
I'm gonna be real with you. Donovan Clingan was the one that I was like, I thought he would have been high. I was not. I know Richeshere came on in the second half of the year as well. Mm-hmm. I was not enamored or impressed by Richeshere, and the reason was because the efficiency, that pairing his efficiency with Trae Young's efficiency just doesn't work. Like, they both are like, I'm going to chuck this thing up from 3 and pray for the best, and also not be efficient anywhere else on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. And let's be clear here. Ricochet still ducking Matas Buzelis, so that should be reason enough alone for him not to be ahead of Matas Buzelis.
Be scary, baby. Don't be scary, baby.
Bro, it's so funny. Ever since Matas said that Ricochet had been ducking him, the proof he's never beaten those allegations, bro.
Hey, bro, you got Ricochet ducking Matas, and you got Trae Young in fear of Ayo Dosunmu at this point. It's a bad situation.
I remember that last game they played. They actually gave Ayo Dosunmu some business. He got tired of the talk. But listen, Ayo was hurt. We'll see you this season, young fella.
Ayo always hurt. I'll ask you this though, on because we do differ on what we think the Bulls are going to do here. Let me ask you this, because you're on the other side of how far they're going to push Matas. What is the benefit of not turning the keys over to Matas? We already know Coby White is not the future of this team. He may be a solid 2 or maybe a 1B kind of player, but we know he's not the face of this franchise. We know it's not Ayo. We know it's probably not Giddey with how they're dragging this on with this contract.
Well, you got to keep in mind, they did say that they see Coby and Giddey as foundational pieces.
You got it. Foundational is true, but you got to have somebody at the top of that foundation.
Well, the reason why I think that is that it's Billy Donovan's coaching. Billy Donovan is always going to trust veterans more than he turns it over to rookies. And we could say that Coby may not be the face of the franchise. Coby is a way more prolific scorer at this point in time than Matas Buzelis is, and maybe ever be, to be 100% honest. We hope that that's not going to be the case. But I think one thing that's been true, and you can look at this through Billy, even when Coby wasn't getting a bunch of shots, Billy Donovan has always trusted Coby to play minutes. And so because of that, and because of the gravity that Josh Giddey almost has to have the ball in his hands. I just don't see right now them just saying, all right, Matas, go out there and take 18 shots for us. Billy Donovan's going to be more structured than that. And he's still a coach who's trying to win basketball games. That's the thing, the first and foremost thing. We're not a tanking team. And, I don't even know if we're going to put development over trying to win the minutia of minuscule games. So that's why I think that. I think that you're going to see Billy Donovan. And to the point, before they invest in it, they probably need to see that Matas is going to be on a rookie scale contract for 3 or 4 more years, right?
Yeah.
You want to see before you lock in Coby and Josh Giddey to both long-term contracts, how much of this backcourt can we trust to be the backcourt of the future, the backcourt of right now, while we're waiting on the forwards of the future and knowing Matas to develop. So I still think this season the offense is going to be predicated a lot on Coby and Giddey.
I mean, I get you there, and I'm not going to say you're wrong. I think the only thing I would say is we have seen Billy, when he's found that guy that he feels can be really good, give them a lot of the responsibility, give them a lot of the push. I mean, he kind of pushed Shea into what he is. Like that first year with Billy Donovan, Billy was like, yeah, but go out there and shoot. Ain't nobody left. Now,
that's the thing. We got people left, though.
But on that team, you still had Chris Paul. They still made the playoffs. You still had Chris Paul. You still had Steven Adams on that team. Who was the shooter on that team? I can't, for some reason, I'm blanking, because they actually got a shooter back because PG was gone, Russ was gone. I can't think of who the shooter was on that team. But like there were still pieces there, veteran pieces that were in place, and you gave Shea a lot of that responsibility that first year there. If he makes one pass, they beat the Rockets. I'll never forget that. Steven Adams was so open under the bucket. But that to me, like, I think once he finds an answer, and even with Coby, right? We saw it with Coby. Once he saw Coby, like, okay, he's the better piece here. Like, we could start to try and move Zach LaVine. Like, we can move past all of this.
Yeah, but then we say that, but then even still at the beginning of the last season,
trade him.
Then at the beginning of the last season, even after Coby hit his ascension, we still saw Zach LaVine be a bigger part of the offense than Coby early on. So that's the kind of thinking that I have. And even that first season where you mentioned with Shea, like, yeah, Shea led that team in points with 19 points per game, but there were 4 players averaging all 19 points per game. You spread it out. So you got that part of it too. Danilo Gallinari is the guy that you think.
Danilo Gallinari was who I was thinking. I was like, I know there's a tall, stupid shooter on that team. I don't even know. Did he have a good season that year?
I mean, he averaged 18.7 points.
That's pretty good. Pretty dang good. Shout out Danilo Gallinari. He's still in the league. Where's Danilo at now? What's he doing with his life?
He's on the bench. So
no, he's got to be old now. That's crazy. Gallinari's old. Hey, we getting old, bro. I don't like it.
Yeah, it looks like he did not play last season in the NBA. Last season he played was 2023-24. He ended his career with the Milwaukee Bucks.
He get a ring?
That's not the year.
Gallo got a ring?
They didn't win in 23-24.
I didn't know how long he was with the Bucks. No,
he was only there last season. He went there halfway through the season.
Okay. Dang, Gallo's 37.
Yeah, bro.
Dang it.
Yeah,
I remember
it's
him
crazy.
being drafted.
Crazy. But okay, with that said, so let us know how you feel about Matas and his ranking, and also what do you think his role is going to be next season down below. We're going to continue this conversation. We're going to go talk about Josh Giddey and the Chicago Bulls and the contract negotiation going there. Who do we think is more right or more wrong, Giddey or the Bulls? But first, got to get to a message from 5 Hour Energy. Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. I'm not going to make the joke. I'm not going to do it.
The N1 is crazy. Why did you put that emphasis on N1?
Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. Of course, the grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing the Bev cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that's the number 5hourenergy.com. You can use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your first order. The offer is valid only until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with any other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Also, again, go to 5hourenergyshot.com. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion flavored 5 Hour Energy shots today. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. Zion trying to turn 5 holes into 18. Zion?
Hey, baby. Shout out to you, man. Whatever
or I guess we could say Shannon at this point. Oh, with that said,
pockets light. Pockets light. That was funny as heck yesterday. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So the Josh Giddey Chicago Bulls contract negotiations still wage on with not a resolution in sight as of right now, Pat. And I guess the question here that we're throwing is who's more right, who's wrong, whose side of this argument are you on more?
You want to know it's tough because like we talked about this beforehand, right? Like we see both sides of it. I see why the Bulls want to be around $20 million. I see why Giddey wants to be at $30 million. What I think is difficult and where I can't side more with the Bulls is there are players around Josh Giddey who are getting these contracts. Now, whether you want to say, that, we didn't see enough of a sample size on this, and I understand the Bulls argument on that. Isaiah Quickly got, or Emmanuel Quickly, I should say. Isaiah Quickly. Who the heck is that? That's his cousin.
What was that? He sucks.
Emmanuel Quickly, got to the bag. Jalen Suggs got to the bag. And these are guys who have been solid players, but have been banged up. You know what I mean? Have gone through some injury periods. And you haven't seen nearly as much of that from Josh Giddey outside of the little bit of time early in the season. Like, there's a lot more to Giddey when you let him be him, where I can see why he's asking for the 30 million. And it's not just when you let him be him, sometimes you see it. Literally every time Giddey has the opportunity to play his game, he turns into the guy that we saw in the second half of that season, minus the defense. I thought that Giddey's defense, now you look at his numbers, you look at the ratings and stuff like that, it's not going to tell you he was this elite defender, but I thought as a team, Giddey fit in really well with what Billy Donovan wanted to do defensively and really helped in some of those ways.
I'll take it a step further than you. While Jalen Suggs is the better on-ball defender, I'm not trying to make a case for Giddey being up there with Jalen Suggs, but Josh Giddey has held players to lower field goal shooting percentage near the rim and in mid-range than Jalen Suggs has at any point of his career. Like Josh Giddey actually did take a step defensively, and it's not talked about enough because I get it. He's never going to be a lockdown defender. He said he's never going to be a lockdown defender, but I do think you saw last year a player that took the defensive assignment more seriously than what we've seen before. He definitely took a step defensively last year.
Yeah, and so like for that reason, like I understand the argument and I understand why I'm not willing to take less. Like you don't have a player that can do what I can do on this team, and I'm very, very much the key piece that you were looking for, which is why you went out and you added Isaac Okoro to essentially be the defense, and I could be the offense that Lonzo Ball was giving you. But by the way, we're both pretty healthy players.
Yeah.
So pay me the money that I'm owed. Like I get the Giddey side of this. And as this is dragging on here, there is no benefit to letting him go or letting him sign the QO. There's none. There's no benefit to letting him hit the market again for the
People
Bulls.
say things like, oh, well, it's best for the Bulls. Just let him take the qualifying offer. It's like, you do realize, and I think, you know what it is? A lot of fans don't understand the difference between restricted free agency and bird rights. Bird rights just allow you to go over the salary cap to retain a player when you don't have the cap space. Restricted free agency gives you the right to match any offer that player gets.
Yep.
Guess what? Giddey is also going to be over a 5-year vet, which means that everybody can offer him the same amount of money if he becomes a free agent next year. The only benefit the Bulls have is that they can offer the additional 5th year that other teams can't. But the per year average is going to be basically about the same. So people who say like, oh, just let him take the qualifying offer because we got bird rights, we can match any. Yeah, you can technically offer him the same amount, but you don't have the ability to basically veto and say, no, we're giving you that, so come back here. Yeah. And at that point, with how you treated him, who's to say if you're getting 25 million here and 25 million there, I may take the team to where they are believing in me right away, whereas you made me have to prove it another year.
And the problem for me is you're not willing to budge on it. You're not willing to acquiesce at all. You're not willing to see. It's from everything that I've heard from people I know that are, you know, around the city and are in the city or closer to the situation than I am. The Bulls are living near that $20 million number.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like, well, maybe we could do 24, maybe we could be around 26. No, it's 20. Like, you want to pay him like Patrick Williams. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's the biggest reason why if I'm Josh Giddey, I'm not coming back. You couldn't play this dude last year. You paying him 19.
Yeah.
It got the points last season where you literally couldn't put him on the floor because he was a liability on both ends. And you're giving him 19. I'm asking you, I should be asking you for 50.
And I think that's another thing people don't understand is that, like, because I've seen a lot of people say, well, we shouldn't be paying Giddey the max. He's asking for almost $18 million lower than his max. Now, I will say this, if Giddey was asking for the max, then I probably would be more on the Bulls side because he is not at the point where he should be asking for the max yet.
But here's the thing. What number would you settle at?
If he was asking for the max?
If he was asking for $50 million, what would you say you'd give him?
$30 million.
Like, that's the thing. It's like if he was sitting here asking for 50, we would be living in that world of like, I'm feeling more like 30.
Yeah.
Because it's meeting in the middle. Like, that's the part of this that I think is just, it's so confusing to me. It's so, I don't understand why you're not getting this done. And I get it. Once one of the restricted free agents is signed between Cam Thomas, Jonathan Kuminga,
you're going to see everybody within like
28 to
48 hours.
Just like the second round picks did in the NFL. Yeah. But you don't have a benefit to not paying him. Like every other team, like if Jonathan Kuminga walks, guess what? They're still the Warriors.
Yeah.
If Cam Thomas isn't a part of the Nets, they still have 5 draft picks that they just signed to say we have hope.
You're not wrong.
You got nothing. If Giddey leaves, you have nothing to replace Josh Giddey. Trae Young is not Josh Giddey. Trae Young, I keep doing that. Trae Jones. I'd rather have Trae Jones.
Yeah, I mean, it's
can't look at that lollipop
and like you said, I want to be clear. I know we've talked. Like, I understand the Bulls too in a market where it's telling you, hey, we got a chance to get a player on a more team friendly deal. You'd be stupid not to try to take it. Like the Bulls are playing this the right way, right? Going into this saying, hey, this is a market where it's not going to be friendly to restricted free agents. Let's see what we can get here. They're playing it right, but at some point, somebody got to budge. Somebody has to do something at some point.
And truly, I think the concern is at some point it becomes a detriment to the future relationship.
Yes, agreed, 100%.
Like if he takes the QO, you're trading him at the trade deadline.
Yeah, you can't trade him on the QO.
Oh, that's right, you can't even trade him on the
So
QO.
you're just stuck watching him leave. There's been no player that has played on the qualifying offer that returned to the team that they were on before. It hasn't happened. Not at least the last 10, 15 years.
That's crazy. But why would you? It is the disrespect. You didn't think I was good enough. And usually they play above their contract.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me, this is one where I understood it in the beginning. I understood standing your ground. If you're going to live around this, all right, let's meet in the middle. Let's find our way to 25 million. You find your way to 25 million. I think the Bulls did a heck of a job with this. And it still could happen. But you got to be willing to budge a little bit. From everything that I've heard, like I said, I guess from my sources, I got to start talking like I'm a professional in this game. I kind of do this a lot. From all my sources that I've heard, Josh Giddey is not budging. Or I'm sorry, the Bulls are not budging off of where they're at, and that's a problem because now you are getting disrespectful. So
we'll see how that works out.
We'll see what happens, man. But outside of that, we got to talk about our confidence in this Bulls bench. Hopefully, we have Trey Jones on that bench and not Trae Young. But we got to talk about that. But first, we got to give you an update from Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch can put you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. Listen, you guys know how much money Haze spends in merch every single time anything new comes out. Well, Monarch Money
just had a $300 order.
Helped him see how much money he was spending, because it clearly isn't helping that much. No, Monarch Money is giving him all the information on having everything in one app and making it easier. It shares your finances with someone. If you share finances with someone, Monarch Money can help you with that as well, because it helps you stay on the same page as your spouse or whoever that may be. And I'll tell you this, once you start to look into how much money you're spending in certain things, it truly does add up and it changes your outlook on things, except there's $300 in merch showing up to Haze's house, so maybe it didn't change that much. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money today. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
It's a well spent $300, Pat. Like,
you don't know what I will say about it. You get a lot of stuff for your $300. It's not like you got like one Bulls jacket showing up for $300. Although they do got some of them $300 joints that I'm like,
bro, you remember that you remember that $300 Bears varsity jacket that we wanted from Pro Stand? They don't even sell that mug no more,
bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. No, when they did a Bears Naruto crossover? Was it Bears and Naruto? They did a Bears anime crossover, and I saw that, and it was like, or was it Bulls? Maybe it was Bulls. One of them.
I think it was Bulls.
Was it a Bulls anime crossover? Yeah. I saw that, bro. It was like $1,500. I was like, I would regret it and not regret it all at once.
Oh, until Maya sees what you spent, then you regret it.
Yeah, we not there yet. We weren't.
Exactly. With that said, Bulls bench. The bench is going to be an important part, as it is for every team. This is just exclusive to the Bulls. Every team, the bench is really important. What's your confidence level in the Bulls bench right now, Pat?
I'm about to make you spend some more.
Yeah, I see. You saw the jacket.
Which one?
The Bears one? No,
there's a Bulls one.
On Pro Standard?
No. This is a Bulls anime jacket. We might as well show it on the screen. I ain't got no weird stuff on my screen. You about to spend some money. First off, because that's hilarious.
Is that sale?
No, that's from My Hero Academia.
Oh. All right. Send me the link later.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Monarch Money, baby. I'll be honest with you. I'm very confident in this Bulls bench. I think this is one of the strongest benches we've had in a while. I think that defensively, this bench has had some really nice upgrades. The fact you could throw Trey Jones out there along with Ayo Dosunmu. You could still have Isaac Okoro, who could be on or off the bench. There's a lot to me that I think that you could really utilize on this team while still maintaining some of that scoring. We don't know who's going to be in the starting lineup just yet, but if there's some combination of the bench unit along with Kevin Huerter and Isaac Okoro on that, like, you've got a lot of options on this bench right now, on top of the fact that you're adding in a player like Noah Senge, on top of the fact that you're adding in, some of these really solid rotational pieces, and you still got Zach Collins coming off the bench, who, like Billy Donovan talked about last season, added a lot of toughness to this team.
Yeah, Yeah. I mean, you do have. I like the balance that we have on the bench. Like whether you're looking at either Trey, it's going to be Trey Jones, and then one of either Isaac Okoro, Ayo Dosunmu, or Kevin Huerter coming off that bench with them. I think those are going to be kind of your key reserve guys. With Zach Collins too. Like I like the dynamic there. And we saw Trey Jones and Zach Collins have some pretty nice chemistry there. So, Billy Donovan likes to go usually 4 deep into the bench, consistently plays 9 players with that 10th man kind of fluctuating in and out of consistency there. So I see the starters being Giddey, Coby, Huerter, Matas, and Vooch. I don't know if they change the starting lineup considering how strong they finished the season, but just for the nature of the conversation, I'll say Huerter stays in the starting lineup. So you're looking at Trey, Ayo, Okoro, and Zach Collins being your guys off the bench, with P. Will, Julian, Dalen all fighting over who's going to be that 10th guy, with Noah Essengay making his case too. I like that bench unit. And if if his defense gets him off the bench sooner rather than later, I like it even more.
Oh, 100%. Like that's truly what we're waiting to see. What's going to get him on the floor? I think that could be defensively. And by the way, the defensive, if you want to say rim protector, if you want to say just somebody who can play, that 3, 4, and 5 and actually be able to stay in front of guys, like that's the thing that the Bulls have been begging for.
Yeah.
Like whether you think he's a center or not, or whether you think whatever they're going to utilize him as, who knows with Billy Donovan, right? But like defensively, he can play all of the positions. And I think that's the one thing that we didn't have. We don't have somebody who can step in and just play the 5 and the 4 and spend some minutes on the 3 and do that well. Like I do look at Noah as somebody who, if he can get it right defensively, the Bulls have only all the reasons to put him on the floor immediately.
That's a fact. So
we'll see what ends up happening, man. I don't know how this is going to work out in the long run, but I do feel more confident about this bench than I felt about a Bulls bench in a long time.
Agreed, bro. Agreed. This is a decent bench, and I think it plays to Billy's sensibilities. I think also, like, you can see how they can keep up a similar style offensively, while the bench unit may be better defensively than the starting lineup. So, that's going to be a good thing and balance to watch. So we'll see how it shakes out, man.
Yeah, man. I'm now going down this rabbit hole of all of the all might Chicago Bulls matchup stuff. Yeah, you about to spend some money. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Peace.
I thought you were seeing this gray Chicago Bears varsity jacket that is in the cart now. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Fubo TV, basically anywhere you want us. You can get it. We'll see you guys tomorrow, man. I love you. Oh, we'll be back bright and early tomorrow. Back at 8:15 Chicago time. We'll be back. See you guys bright and early tomorrow. Peace, y'all.
Peace.